Hello, Seekers. How are you today? Hashtag Crazy Cat here from the beautiful country, here to share a story that I just wrote with you guys. So excited. The story is about Fortunate, who's a child of the king, and the whole moral of the story is best. Will Fortunate pick what is best? So exciting, right? All right, here we go. Story of Fortunate. There once was a child born in a faraway kingdom named Peaceland. The child's name was Fortunate, a name given because it was child of the king of Peaceland. The king loved Fortunate very much and had provided everything needed for a loving, peaceful, and joyful existence. Everything was wonderful and perfect until one day Fortunate was kidnapped by an evil witch named Renegade. Renegade was jealous of the king. The evil witch Renegade took Fortunate far, far away to a kingdom named Imitation Land. Renegade was ruler of Imitation Land. Imitation Land was set up to look like Peaceland. There were toys and food and activities, plenty to keep dear Fortunate entertained and busy. Imitation Land was not loving, peaceful, and joyful like Peaceland. It was loud and busy, so busy that he forgot about his father, the king. Meanwhile, the king searched high and far to try and locate Fortunate. Even though he had many children living in Peaceland, the king did not want any of his children to be lost. Many years after Fortunate had been kidnapped, the king was passing through Imitation Land, and he saw Fortunate. The king's heart leaped for joy, and he ran to Fortunate. But Fortunate did not run into the king's arms as he had hoped. Instead, Fortunate just stared at the king. Fortunate was lost, and he was confused, and he didn't know who to believe, the king or Renegade. Renegade had lied to Fortunate for years and had told him horrible, horrible things about the king. Renegade had accused the king of taking all the fun out of life. He said life with the king was boring and that Fortunate should remain in Imitation Land. He should ignore the king and his promises of love and peace and joy forever. Renegade had told Fortunate to stay right where he was and to keep living his life in Imitation Land. He had lied to Fortunate so long that Fortunate did not know what to believe. So here's what we have to ask. Fortunate had to choose. Go back home to Peaceland with the king, where he was promised everything he needed to get back to a life filled with peace and love and joy. The king also promised a future and a role in the Peaceland government. Since his father was the king, Fortunate was set for life. Peaceland had been here forever and would be here forevermore. Option 2 is to stay where he was in Imitation Land and stay with the busyness and the action and the constant activities and his new friends. He was having fun at the moment, and his friends were funny. It was stressful always being busy, 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 and there was no promise of a future in Imitation Land. There was also a lot of fighting, and people talked about each other and stabbed each other in the back. But it was hard to know who really to trust, but it was the only life he could remember. Could he trust the king and his promises instead? So if you were Fortunate, what would you do? Which life would you choose? Would you choose what is best? So let me share the moral of the story. The moral of the story is this. You are fortunate, and you are child of the king. From 1 John 3:2, Behold, now we are the sons of God, and it doth not yet appear what we shall be. But we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. And from John 1:12, But as many as received him, to him gave he the power to become the sons of God, even to them that believe on his name. Renegade is Satan, the enemy, the deceiver, the god of this world. He has blinded our minds so we will not believe the truth. in whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Christ, who is the image of God, should shine unto them. That's from 2 Corinthians 4:4. The enemy wants us to believe the lie that we don't need God and that we are our own gods. He wants us to believe that life with God in it would be boring and limiting, and that we would have to give up all the things we love or think we love. The enemy kept me deceived and stuck for a long time, thinking I would wait until before I died to avoid hell. I thought that all of my fun would be taken away and that I would be bored to death if I believed in God. Nothing could be farther from the truth. I was telling myself how happy I was while I was filling the hole in my heart with wine and television. What I found after turning to God was true peace in my heart, true peace and love and joy. I was seeking peace and love and joy my whole life in all the wrong places. Once I answered God's knock on my door, I was able to experience peace and love and joy as never before. Your vices might be different than mine. Maybe yours are healthier than mine. Maybe you're gym obsessed, or you're overly focused on a diet, or maybe it's sports overload. What is the thing that you turn to that keeps you from turning to God? Is it so amazing that you would rather stay with Renegade than turn to the King? Is it worth an eternity of wishing that you had given the King a chance? So I have written up an entire summary, and I also have Bible verses that you can read through that are the salvation plan from Scripture. They're really awesome. I gave this a lot of thought. I have a lot of thoughts in here for you. I've written it up in a blog, which is attached in my Linktree link. So just go to that, and I'll have the most recent blog, which is labeled Child of the King, The Story of Fortunate. I'd love for you to read it, and please share it. Share it with anybody else that it can help. I love to help people, and my deepest desire is to help others to find peace and love and joy like I have, because I went through a really miserable existence, and it breaks my heart for other people to do the same. So if you're seeking and you're open to answers, please reach out. You are not going to get any judgment from me or any forcefulness or anything trying to talk you into anything. I just want to share the information so you make an informed decision. You can't make the best decision for yourself if you don't have the information to do so. Please don't stay blinded by Renegade, the enemy, the God of this world, the person who has you stuck and so busy, the business of busyness, so that you don't take the time to make the decision that is going to impact your eternity. Please don't do that. Please take the time. Make an informed decision. Reach out. Ask for help. I'll help you. If I can't help you, I'll find people who can help you. All right? Just know that you're loved. You are a child of the King. It's all within your hands to make the best decision. With that, I'll leave you. Blessings, lots of love, and I think that's it. So much for this discussion today, and let me know if there's any way I can help. All right. If you are tired of living a zombie life, please call me, because zombie lives are not much fun. Trust me, I lived one a long time. Bye now.